If you were going to get approved for this home, you'd want to find out how much money do I have to make in order to afford that large of a monthly payment. Well, the way you figure that out, if your monthly payment is $1,428.75, in order to calculate that, we would take our monthly income, and again, this is gross income, and you're going to multiply it times 0.22. Remember, I said it was 22% would be the amount of house payment that you could afford. So if you multiply your monthly income times 0.22, that will tell you what the monthly house payment would be. Well, we're going to work backwards in this. We're going to take that monthly house payment and we're going to divide it by 0.22. And that's going to tell us how much money we're going to need to make in order to make this payment right here. So monthly income, $1,428.75 house payment divided by 0.22, and that comes up with a monthly income that we would need is $6,494 per month in order to make that payment. Now again, make sure you're clear. If you took this $6,494, your monthly income, multiplied it times 22%, it would equal this house payment. All right, we just worked backwards to figure out how much money we would need to afford that home. So we need to make $6,494 a month. Well, if you take that times 12 months, we would have to have an annual salary, gross income, of $77,928. If we made that much money, we could afford that payment. And that's what a bank, that's what a mortgage company is going to look for to get you approved for a home loan. So how much money do we have to make in order to own the average price home in Garrett? Well, you remember that the average listing price was about $88,000, $88,902. That's in Garrett. I got that from that Trulia website. The monthly interest then would be $648.24. Again, if we're going that 8-point-something interest rate. The principal and taxes, insurance is going to be $335 because that includes the interest rate or the principal, which we're saying we're going to pay $100 on. We're going to pay about $180 in taxes and about another $55 in insurance, just like what we got on that last slide. Remember, if we would go back to this last slide, we used that information. Actually, I think it's the slide before this one. Go back. $180 for real estate taxes, $100 in principal, $55 in insurance, comes up to a total of $335 in principal, taxes, and insurance. And remember, we were paying 8.75% annual interest rate. So that's how we got to this information. $648.24 in interest, $335 a month in principal, taxes, and insurance, comes to a monthly payment of $983.24. Well, if we take that and divide it by 0.22, we find out that we need to make $4,469.32 a month, which works out to a total of $53,632 is how much money we'd have to make in order to afford a home that's $88,902. I've got two assignments for you dealing with this. One is going and researching your career field, and you have to justify your qualifications. Please do not look for NBA basketball player or rock star or something like that. Look for a career field that you would be qualified for after your graduation. Maybe it's after graduation of college, for graduation of high school, look for what that annual/monthly salary is. You're going to need to calculate what your monthly salary is if they give it to you in an annual form. Then I want you to calculate the home you could afford using the principal, taxes, and insurance in this presentation. You're going to have to go back over this presentation to look and see how we made those calculations. So you need to find a home on the internet. Once you figure out how much home you can afford, you want to go on the internet and find a home which fits your criteria. There are a couple of links. One of those is right here. And again, if you're on the My Big Campus website, you can get to that link to find the average career salaries. The next link you can get to is a link for the house search. If either of these links fails to work, search for homes for sale in our area. You should be able to find many websites on there that can do that, so that you can find a realtor that has a home that's in your area. I want you to submit this information on My Big Campus. Again, what your career field is, what the annual salary is. I want you to find out and calculate what the monthly salary would be. With the information from this lesson, you need to calculate how much of a home you could afford. In order to do that, you want to pay $100 in principal, $180 in taxes, $55 in insurance for the month, plus whatever the interest rate is for that home. Calculate that. Find a home on the internet which fits your criteria. You can use these two links to be able to do that. So that's one of your assignments. The other assignment is to complete problems that are on a PDF. It's called Can I Afford to Buy That House? And it's also on My Big Campus. You can work on those two assignments, get what you can done today. If you have questions, your substitute can answer those and help you. And certainly, if they don't answer those questions for you, you can ask me on Tuesday when I come back.